I'm back again. Right. My morning started at, 7:40? But I have some tasks like getting the boy ready for school and things that are not cake related. I try to keep the vlogs very cake subject centered. So my morning is literally just starting for cakes and other things that are mine. Okay. It's about 9:15 a.m. and it's Friday. I'm going to take you through a bit of what I'm going to be doing today where possible, and then we'll see if that will be the wrap of the vlog. I am hoping though that I can have a live today. I don't know, my morning is a bit of a mess. I have some tidying to do for the house, so I'm going to do that, get a cake in to bake, then speak to a customer, plan my day. I've got to be done for 3 p.m. because I am doing the Christmas grocery shopping for my family. So that will take, so my day literally finishes early in terms of cakes. Normally when I'm in the kitchen, it runs through till the end of the day. And then I take a break late evening and then come back and continue. But today I finish my day of baking 9:15 to 3. So I am on a mission to maximize my day and make the most of it. So let's go see the state of the kitchen at least. Okay, so the kitchen is in a great place this morning, but that aside, there's a bit of washing up here to do, and it's not so bad. So I am, let's come back when I'm better organized and then we'll start our tasks. All right. A quick recap if you're seeing me for the first time. I am Gladys, I love cake, and you're watching the second part of a 48-hour last-minute baking adventures where I am aiming to bake and decorate cakes and accompanying dessert for my church's Christmas party. The first part of the vlog saw me bake some cakes and prep for some other tasks starting from 9 p.m. the night before finishing at 1 a.m. The kitchen was left tidy at the end of the vlog, but having signed off, I figured the time I had was extremely tight, so stayed up all night to bake another cake, hence this is the morning after. A link to the previous vlog is up here for you to check and will be linked in the description box and on the cards at the end of this video. With a session time today starting about 9 a.m. to 3 p.m, I have a 10-inch cake to start with while mentally organizing for the list of to-dos that needs to be done before 3 p.m. and thereafter. If you're anything like me who is goal-centered, it can be rewarding to achieve one's goals, but I am terrible at achieving my baking goals in good time. It almost feels like I leave things too late and have to work in panic mode, which is actually what is happening here. I spent much of the earliest part of the week recovering from my previous weekend's taxing baking schedule, hence this church Christmas party cakes have been left a little too late. The thing about me though is no matter how tight the time is and the developing constraints that come with that, my mantra is there has to be cake, which is why I am willing myself through the panic to get these cakes sorted. On my to-dos for today though, the 10-inch cake I am baking now is the last of a 3-layered 10-inch cake, which was initially thought to be a 4-layered 10-inch single-tiered cake. But I changed my mind in the baking process and now I'm aiming for a 2-tiered cake. Why I am taking on more tasks than I need, I don't know, but we'll see if I can pull this off. I know I am playing down my working last-minute attitude as though it's nothing, but frankly this is a struggle and it's affecting me adversely. I struggle to start tasks even when they are important or of urgent priority. Leaving things too late adds to the stress and significant anxiety I feel, and even though somehow I manage to work through my tasks, I feel as though I burn twice the energy and mental strength to complete my task. That's enough about me and my self-induced struggles. Perhaps as the video develops, I may be able to share some tips on how I manage when I can. In the meantime, there's one cake done, a few more to go, and 1,000 little mundane tasks. But at least I am prodding along one task at a time. It's past midday now and I have less than 3 hours to go. So let's see what I can achieve. But before the session time is over, I have since baked 3 10-inch cakes, 2 from the night before. The cake is wrapped warm to trap in moisture and will be set aside to settle the crumb before use. The next batch of task is a bunch of tray bakes, which starts with some chocolate tray cakes, and I'm using the clear surface chocolate cake recipe, which I highly recommend. I made a detailed live video testing this chocolate cake recipe and found it simply amazing. You can check the live video session out or Claire's original video, both of which will be linked in the description box for you. On the subject of how I manage my struggles to stop myself working last minute, I break my tasks down mentally or sometimes on a task sheet to tackle each small task at a time. Occasionally, I try to talk myself into doing the smallest manageable thing, taking regular breaks if necessary to stay motivated. This approach sometimes means I take longer than needed to finish a small mundane task, but I embrace the thought that a task taking longer to complete is better than one that is not started at all. With that mindset, the tasks move along quickly, which is rewarding, but the worst part of any baking activity is the endless washing up I have to do by hand because the utensils and tools need to be reused quickly. It helps to have an efficient system, and perhaps a good quality kitchen towel helps, which I have something to say about my experience of using 2 different brands. If you can afford it, just get plenty, okay? This is not sponsored, but get this one, okay? Plenty. Look. It soaks up when you clean up. This one, sometimes I attempt to buy this because of the amount of tissue, kitchen tissue I go through. And this, by the time I finish a round of activity, this is gone. So for frequency of use, you might as well go for this because this brand will last you. Just saying. Still on the subject of tasks, there's chocolate buttercream to make from some leftover French buttercream. I have a detailed video on my entire chocolate buttercream process you want to check out. There is also some more baking, which is now onto the banana tray cakes. I forgot to mention that making cakes for occasions like this and for people around me is usually a good opportunity to try some things new. And for this particular banana cake recipe, which I have created on a live video before, I found replacing some amounts of the sugar with coconut sugar and using brown butter as part of the fat intensifies the flavors, making this cake an amazing one actually. My day in the kitchen wraps up at about 2:32 p.m. and I'm organizing all these cakes baked over the last 24 hours. Filled with so much pride but almost exhausted. There's another 24 hours to go and I am still in go mode. So perhaps I'm pleased to just have the energy to keep focused and keep pushing. And while at it, I am headed out shopping shortly. Remember, my day was set to finish from the kitchen at about 3 p.m. Talking about Christmas, I find Christmas shopping an unenjoyable experience, but something I have to do. It doesn't help that I almost leave things so late that it's a scramble to get things done, which is slightly overwhelming sometimes. Friday's task is nearly done and I ditched filming midway Friday feeling exhausted and fed up.